Hello everybody, how are you today? I'm wonderful. Hope you guys are doing great. It's a great holiday season. I want to talk to you today about self-destructive to self-love. So many people are self-destructive, but we look at that word differently. When we hear self-destructive, we think, well, no, I never cut myself or tried to commit suicide or harmed myself in any way. But really, self-destructive is stopping yourself from being who you're meant to be, to get your way to self-love. I mean, I self-destructed in every possible way. It didn't matter if I felt I was headed towards success, I would do everything I could to blow it up. But I didn't realize it. It was all subconscious. And that's what happens. It happens on a different level. And you don't realize you're running this pattern. So, I'd start doing well in school and I would make sure that I didn't study or I forgot to take my paper to school or whatever I could to make sure that I maintained that stellar D minus average in high school. When I went into the military, I excelled only because that's a controlled environment. You can't really self-destruct there because they don't allow it. But from that point on, whenever I would start doing well, I would blow it up until finally I had this great job out of college. Everything was going really well for me. And then everybody started talking about, what a hard worker I was and what a high performer I was and how bright my future is and how wonderful my work is. And I had to self-destruct. And my self-destruction was through alcohol. I would drink so much at night, I would go to work the next day hungover. Or sometimes I would drink till 4 or 5 in the morning and get up at 6 a.m. and go work. And that was how I self-destructed. Some people use drugs, some people use food, some people use anger. There's all kinds of ways we protect ourselves when we want to stay in a self-destruct mode. And if you have any kind of trauma, any time of bad events in your life, you've got that in your DNA. And I hate to say your DNA because when people hear DNA, it's like you can't change it. Of course you can. I mean, we see that even with DNA, but you have that in your spiritual makeup, and you have to learn how to change it. And to go from a self-destructive pattern to self-love, those are two totally different worlds. This is the world where you will do everything to hold yourself back and to show yourself how much you hate yourself, to this world where you'll do everything you can to show yourself how much you love and respect yourself. But you can merge them together. You can learn how to love yourself. You can learn how to stop those patterns. You can learn that when you see the pattern happen, how to stop it. Is it an easy journey? Absolutely not. You have to really be committed to change. And you also have to be very forgiving of you. You have to have the willingness to say, you know what? I messed up. I wasn't going to drink last night because I had a big meeting, but I did, and I went in the meeting totally unprepared, and I totally screwed it up. But I'm not going to do that again. You have to have the ability to forgive yourself, to let yourself off the hook that when you do screw up, you can say, okay, but I haven't screwed up like that for a couple weeks, and then it becomes a couple months, and it becomes a couple years, and then you look back at it and say, man, I remember those days. And I won't say with fondness, but you have to love who you were to love who you are. You have to look at that Karen of the past and say, that was me. That was who I was, and this is who I am. But that was still me, so I still love that person. Because I've seen people say, well, this is me, and I don't like that person, so I keep her back there. No, because that's you. She's a part of you. And everything you learn, every why that you discover, every why that you have answered, brings you closer and closer to who you really are. Who you truly are. It brings you closer and closer to your truth. Because when you stop self-destructing, when you stop self-sabotaging, you're able to find your truth. You're able to find out who you really are. And that is a journey, but it's a worthy journey. And I have on my website, and I think also my Facebook page, my 6 proven principles for successful women to ignite their possibilities, awaken your dreams, and also discover your why. Those are the steps I used. That was my Bible. It is still my Bible. I still go to it. I still screw up and say, oh, I shouldn't have done that, and go back and say, okay, this is the pattern I'm repeating. Or, oh, Why did I say that? Okay, this is the pattern. Or why did I feel that? Self-love is loving yourself enough to say, I deserve more. I desire more. And I am determined to get more. And people are like, well, you shouldn't be out to get stuff. Absolutely you should. Because every time you get something, you become a better person. Every time you get your dream, you become a better person. Every time you're able to make a change, that you look in the mirror each time and say, I like that person in the mirror. I think that person in the mirror is pretty awesome, and I personally would hang out with her for a weekend. That's okay. Give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to stop self-destructing. Give yourself permission just for today to not do something that, and you know what it is. I mean, we all know what we do to hold ourselves back, whether it's drinking or smoking or not, showing up to work on time or, being mean to your husband, your children. I don't know what it is, but we all know what it is to put us back in a pattern of pain. Because that's really what self-destruction is. It's our pattern of pain. And we run that pattern of pain so we can keep feeling bad about ourselves, and we keep self-beating ourselves up, or self-flagellation, I think is the word. I don't know, that could be a word. I don't know, that could be a dicey word, but we'll go with it. Where you keep yourself in self-hate because that's all you know how to do about yourself, instead of keeping yourself in the power and the position of self-love. So you've got to decide, I'm going to fight my way back to self-love. I'm going to learn how to love myself. I'm going to learn how to stop destructing myself. And I'll see people, they'll do really well. I'll have clients say, Karen, I was doing so well, and I did well in the past 2 or 3 years, and then something happened. There's a trigger event. It's always a trigger event that gets you back. There's always a trigger event that's like, I want to start drinking again, or I want to start eating again, or I want to start doing drugs again, or I want to start, beating myself up again, or I want to start being mean to my children again. There's always a trigger event, and you have to find that trigger event. And as you have less and less of them, it's able to pick out the trigger event. It's easier to say, oh, that was a trigger event. That's what it is. But once you figure that out, once you find out that why, what is triggering you, why does it trigger you, you can heal it and keep moving forward. Because at the end of the day, don't you want to put your head on the pillow at night and give your gratitudes and say your prayers, whatever, and at the end say, I like me. I like the person I'm becoming. I like the person I am. And don't you want to wake up in the morning and be happy to greet a new day and excited for everything that is going to come your way and all the surprises the universe has for you and all the opportunities, instead of getting up in the morning and hitting your snooze button 10 times and saying, good God, holy FFF, I'm so tired of my life. I'm so tired of getting up. I just want to lay in bed forever. Which way do you want to go? I can help you get to self-love because I've been self-destructive. I know what it's like to blow up your life over and over and over and over. I was blowing up my life till I hit about 45. The defining moment for me was when I had a speeding ticket when I was in my early 30s. It at least started me on the path of looking, but it took me till I was about 42, 43, 45, when I was really like, I have got to get this together. I have got to figure my life out. I do not want to be 60, 70, or 80, or 90 and be living in regret because I didn't like myself, because I was so self-destructive. So I found a positive role model and thought, she is a happy camper. I've got to figure out what she does. And just do that. So when you find yourself running self-destructive patterns, when you find yourself repeating the same pattern over and over, let me know and I can help you. Because coming from a self-sabotaging, self-destructive, do everything I can to blow my life up repeatedly over and over, to self-love, when you love yourself and you get it and you're so happy with your life, that journey, it's worth it. It is truly, swear to God, worth it. To get up in the morning and say, this is a great day. And I'm not saying I'm a Pollyanna and everything, oh my God, my life's wonderful and oh, look at me. Not at all. I have bad times like everybody else. And I still have a tendency every once in a while to screw up. But now when I screw up, I'm able to say, well, you screwed that up, didn't you? You know, you didn't do whatever you were supposed to do and you kind of screwed the pooch on that, but that's okay. Still love me, and I still know how to change it. Let's get you to that point. If you have any questions, let me know. If you're on my Facebook page, you know, if you have any questions, any comments, please ask, please message me. My messenger button's down there. Please message me with your questions. If you're on YouTube, give me a subscribe. If you're interested in my 6 proven principles, I'll put the link below. Anything I can do to help you out, I will let you know. And I can't read that note that I see because usually I even have my glasses sitting down, but I left them over at my desk. If I don't have my glasses on, I actually can't even see me. So when I look over, all I see is a big blur. So when you guys see me messing with my hair, I have absolutely no idea. So anyway, if you have any questions, please let me know. I am here to help serve you. I'm here to help you get to the point where you love yourself and you enjoy sitting with yourself all day and saying, I'm a good person. Sharing is caring. Share this with all your friends. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. And here's to you finding your blue rose. Bye-bye.